Okay. Just a profile for the benefit of the those in the gallery who don't know me. Obviously, Keith staff, retired, living with my wife Maureen in Penshurst after we made a tree change from Melbourne about 10 years ago. I have a lot of experience in senior management positions, in marketing in Australia and overseas, in the fast-moving fashion footwear business. That's why I look so old. Widely travelled with Australia and overseas, formed the Southern Grampians Landscape Guardians 8 years ago. We are not aligned to any business or political groups, and we receive no funding from any organisation. And I've had meetings over many years with state and federal politicians in Victoria and in Canberra. And I've had meetings with many residents in southwest Victoria whose health is impacted, no ifs or buts, whose health is impacted by living too close to industrial wind turbines. Many have had to leave their own homes because of incessant noise issues. Areas I have visited include Warburg, Macarthur, Cape Bridgewater and Glen Thompson. That's just in the southwest. And I also belong to the Australian Industrial Wind Turbine Awareness Network. That's a mouthful. ATWAN. It's an Australia-wide organisation with doctors and lawyers and farmers and landholders. And we've got links to 200 international anti-wind groups. So I think it gives us a bit of a basis to work from. Okay, now if my 5 minutes officially starts, my submission, moving to page 1. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Council on their recent decision to implement a significant landscape process, the SLO for Harmons Valley. Congratulations. And Appendix A in my submission here is a letter I received from the Planning Minister several months ago outlining what he thought should be done. And that's Appendix A, a letter from the Planning Minister to me, and reference 1 refers to the Council meeting a few months ago when it was adopted to do the SLO process for Harmons Valley. So this submission, my submission, is a formal request that Council commence proceedings to apply for an SLO for the protection of the whole of Mount Rouse, the Stony Rises and volcanic landscape features to the south of Penshurst, as recommended in the award-winning $2.5 million Southwest Landscape Assessment Study, SWLAS, Appendix B. An SLO is used to determine landscapes of significance at the municipal, the local level, as well as the control of inappropriate locations of industrial development that occurs within these landscapes. Landscapes may be deemed significant for a combination of historical, aesthetic, scientific, religious and social reasons. I won't run through the list that follows, but these are recommendations in the study in the report that councils can uptake in terms of providing protection and applying SLO overlays. Now, the study provides a unique insight and a detailed description of local landscape values. This area, nothing to do with Melbourne, nothing to do with the Grampians, it's the southwest, not to do with the south coast, the whole volcanic plain area primarily. Beautifully presented information. And how these landscape values contribute to tourism, geotourism. There's a Kanawinka Geopark, then there's the growth niche market of eco-tourism and the environment significance of the area. Page 2, the landscape. Now, Victoria contains some of the most beautiful natural and cultural landscapes in the world, but they are increasingly at risk from inappropriate development. The landscape defines who we are, where we come from, and where we belong. landscape and its features plays an important role in the overall well-being of a community. They contribute to our quality of life and sense of place. Experiencing largely underdeveloped landscapes enables people to get back in touch with nature and refresh their minds and bodies. And undeveloped landscapes have important economic, tourism, social and ecological values, etc. Not easily replaced. That's reference to the possible destruction of these stony rises and the lava flows just south of Penshurst. A more recent threat has arisen from the development of machinery which can crush the rocky surfaces of the stony rises, allowing it to use for improved pastures, but destroying the surface lava features and potentially collapsing any shallow caves. Reference 3. And if I could just digress on Appendix E, if I could just read what the Southwest Landscape Assessment said about the stony rises. They say the lava flow from Mount Rouse is one of the most intact and visually prominent flows found on the Victorian volcanic plain. It is composed of large hummocky stony rises that churn across the open paddocks. Some of these are quite prominent, rising up to 10 metres, while in other areas the texture is more subtle. Now, the threat that arises from trying to clear these areas or destroy them predates the use of massive trucks and earth-moving equipment required in the construction of a wind energy facility. IWEF, Industrial Wind Energy Facility. They are not wind farms. An example, the platform size for one wind turbine tower. A steel tower of approximately 175 metres tall would require about 1,000 tonnes of concrete for its foundation, one tower. The size of the excavation required would be several metres wide, deep. Shafts are sometimes driven down to help anchor the tower. Normal hilltops must be blasted to create a level area around the excavation for roads to accommodate large trucks and cranes to reach the foundation areas.
Keith, you've got 1 minute.
1 minute, okay. Now, if nobody has been up and close to an industrial wind turbine or wind farm, could I suggest you take a look at a video on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and type this in Google, the unnatural sights and sounds of the Cape Bridgewater wind farm. Really educational. The next page is about the stony rises. I'll skip over some of that. Victorian Resources Online, as far back as 2011, stated that Mount Rouse is one of the most degraded major eruption sites of the newer volcano province of Victoria. Continued quarrying at the present or recent rate will severely degrade the nature of its landform. A detailed plan for future quarry activity and evaluation of its impact is urgently required. I believe Mount Rouse is only partly protected by an SLO, see Appendix C. I raised this issue with the Shire many years ago. To my knowledge, no assessment was ever carried out. And the reference on the Volcanic Resource Online, Victorian Resource Online, Appendix D, disappeared after 3 weeks. Disappeared.
Could you just sum up? You've got
Move along? Okay.
Yes,
I won't bother you with, you can read at your leisure. I would highlight the Scottish National Heritage Guide, Appendix I, 2 pages of cumulative impacts, which we're looking at with Penshurst proposal, MacArthur existing, and the other side of MacArthur, Wilmington. And the status update, this will take another 30 seconds. Page 5, the status update of the proposal. There are still inaccurate, incomplete, and unfinished assessments by the proponent. Read the mandated EES, Environmental Effects Statement, made on July 2011. Shire CEO Activities Report were told by Res on July the 17th this year, we are undertaking a feasibility review. I don't know what they've been doing for the past 10 years. A feasibility review of the project, which is expected to last for 8 to 12 months, and the wind farm commissioner, who I've logged an official complaint about this proposal, told me a few weeks ago that Res mentioned to him that the Penshurst proposal is not a priority for them, in inverted commas. One more. The Victorian Planning Minister is on record as saying, I would approve wind farm applications landing on my desk in the appropriate location. The Penshurst proposal is clearly an example of an inappropriate location for such a massive industrial development. At a cost of $2 billion, in my opinion, this proposal is no longer economically viable.
Keith,
So I believe an immediate moratorium is required.
thank you, Keith. Thank you very much for your submission. Are there any questions from councillors? Councillor Calvano.
Thank you for your presentation, Keith. It's all very interesting. And we all love our environment, as you said so. And you did start with the Landscape Guardians. But Keith, in all fairness, when a farmer buys a bit of property and it's slammed with the landscape LSO, it's got hands tied with permits and conditions to it. The question I asked you, Keith, do you think the farmer should be compensated once an SLO be slammed on it or put on landscapes or farming? Do you think they should be compensated?
Maybe, but if I could suggest to that, I believe it's the farmer's duty to check on all the environment sensitivities before they even do anything.
Not always, Keith.
They won't. I believe the onus is on the farmer or the landholder to check themselves.
No, do you think they should be compensated is the question?
So if very valid environmental areas like I've explained in my submission are potentially destroyed, I have no sympathy for the landholder.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for Mr. Starr? We've got a recommendation in the agenda. Could I have somebody move that recommendation, please? Councillor
I'm happy
Langston.
to move the recommendation that council receives the deputation. Thanks, Keith, for the deputation. And in the first instance, the submissions will be referred to the planning scheme amendment process for Harmon Services and landscape overlay with further advice coming back to council as part of that process.
Could I have a seconder for that? Councillor Dunkley. Any opposed to that? I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? And the motion is carried. Thank you. And thank you again for your